Hi guys, Jean here. Listen, it only take me 100 years to figure out I can use my my selfie stick a little bit differently. You see, I have a more wide shot here. Anyways, I am going through another part on another walk on another day. And I've just seen my favorite place where I can sit down and chat with you guys. And so I'm also carrying my bag and blah, blah, blah. So let's see if I can do the thing, which means that, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. This is a bit shaky. I know this is because I want to see if I can, put this, um, put it stand up and bring this up. Whew. Look at my hat. Anyways, guys, I'm outside. I have my bag. I'm going to put it out at the shot. And I have my other bag. Obviously, I just came back from the supermarket and taken a walk around. And there is no way around it. I look like one of the trees around here. I'm in my green and then I have my darkness going on. And so I hope I blend into the trees back here and you can hear me and see me and all the things. And often, yeah, so I'm outside and I hope you get outside today. And everything single time, I have to tell you guys, every single time I do a video, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I can upload this video. It's probably not good enough to upload. And then I have to tell you guys that I just have to upload it because right now this is where I am. This is how I'm at. I've made a promise to myself to do 100 days, and I am really and truly hoping on myself to get this 100 days done. I think I am looking at about 56 days now. Anyways, you're gonna hear me mentioning that in and out of my video, and you're gonna also hear when people are passing by because I lost my attachment to my mic. I lost my attachment to my mic, and I'm being outside in the cold, but my hands are dry, and I'm going to actually put on some cream on my hands while I just have a normal conversation in my backyard on a bench outside. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just out here. Hello, hello, hello. Just people are passing from school. Hello. Uh, yeah, yeah. Anyways, yeah, you're gonna hear the noise in the background. It's nice noise. It's the kids. There is a school, a high school right over here, but obviously the parents, go pick up the smaller children that is out there as well. I hope you can hear me because, as I mentioned, I lost my attachment for my mic a few days ago, and I am trying to get one. I'm looking into getting one. I'm trying to find one on Amazon, and it seemed like maybe I should just buy a cheaper mic because the one I have cost me over 100 and something dollars, and I still lost it. So maybe I should just buy the cheap one. I don't know. I'm not very good at taking the least expensive things because it always, it always gets destroyed, and I have to get a new one. So I try to buy in the middle, right? I try to buy in the middle. So, why are we here, folks? What are we talking about today? What is the subject that we have to share with you today? I would say, yep, hello. I would say, I was thinking about this thing about, I actually became a life coach in 2012, honestly. It was 2012 was the year right after I came from the ashram. You know, I have did a program at the Yoshoda Ashram here in BC, here in Canada. It's BC, I'm in Alberta. So I did a full 4 month in-house program there. And it was one of those programs where you couldn't leave. When you signed in, part of your signing in, part of your agreement was that you are in to stay. So you come and you do the yoga development program. And the yoga development program is so much more than just about yoga. It is about your entire life. It's about everything there is to know, to do when it comes to your life. So that program, after going through that program for 4 months in house from 6 in the morning till 9 p.m. at night, I mean, I have never written so much in my life, right? And so after going through that program and recognizing that that program helped me begin the process of releasing all my trauma that I have had, you know, my whole life, right? That program really help you work on your inside. When I tell you about all the traumas, all the dramas, all the shame, all the blame, the hurt, the pain, the anger, that program puts you through all of that. And in a sense, you had no choice to go in, to go through it. Hello, hello. You had no choice you had no choice but to go through it or to leave. Plus, on top of that, you were doing yoga and meditation and chanting and praying and all those things. So obviously, when I left the ashram, you know, something just came up for me. When I left, while I was there, I ended up getting tinnitus, and it's something I have not spoke on. I'm probably going to do a little talk on tinnitus another time. But anyways, when I left the ashram, all I wanted to do was to help women like myself. Now, what does that mean? For a long time, I had an understanding of what it meant to me, but it get lost in what it mean to other people. So when I came back from the ashram, I thought, well, I had done so much work on myself, and I want to share this with the women in my life. I want to share this with the people in my life. So I am going to go and get a life coaching certification. And I got a life coaching certification from a company here in Calgary. Right now, I think they have a new name. It's called the Flourishing Company, the Flourishing, something Flourishing. And so I got, and but that was in 2012. But after that, I felt that that was not enough. And mind you, I already have a college. I've been to college, so I have a college diploma. I have my high school diploma. I did, you know, all kind of a program here, there, and everywhere. Came back from the ashram. I go and I got my certification, and then I decided that was not enough. I'm going to write my book, which is Secret of an Island Girl. I think I'm going to change the name of this book and do something with it. I was planning on doing that and I just leave it, but I think I have to restruct it and probably give it a new name and put it back out into the world. So anyways, I'm going to ask creator for something on in regards to that. So anyways, I end up doing, you know, putting out my book into the world. And then I thought that was not enough. So I actually went back into a coaching program, but this time I did an entire year program with the Institute, Integrative Institute, in it's IIN. Yeah, so the Integrative Institute for Nutrition out, you know, I did it online with the school in with the IIN school in America. And I think it's actually a Canadian guy that founded that school. You can go and look it up. Even if you just put in IIN in your computer, I think you're going to get the Integrative Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And so that school for me was also on coaching. It was based in health coaching, but it has all the same information for coaching and marketing and doing all of that. In this case, I was will be able to help people in a in more of a health wise. But I spend yeah, so I've done that and I became certified doing that. And then I spend my whole time, trying to be, and I say trying to be this coach, this life coach and health coach, and trying to be that. And I did workshops. I put out, I had some business cards. I tried to market myself, but the truth is I live out here in this I live in an environment where people are always climbing mountain. I guess that's their coaching. They climbing mountain and skiing and doing all the things. So I think that is their way of, having their own health coach. So it was, have I made money out of this business? No. Fast forward, here I am. I haven't made like generate an income out of my life coaching business. No, I haven't. And as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to help people like myself. And what that meant to me was helping women like myself, mean that I was going to help women that went through a very difficult time in their life and needed guidance as how to move forward from that difficult time, because that is what I had done in my life. I went through a time when I was in a mental institution, and so therefore that for me was a very hard time going through this, spending time in this mental institution, in and out for about a year in the Caribbean in the 80s. So I don't even have to tell you guys what that was like. It was horrendous. It was terrible. It was horrible. It was a time in my life when I didn't know who I was. I understood that I wasn't really mad or crazy, but there was a time when I allow the society that I was living in, the community that I was living in, to dictate who I was. And I think that I spend many of my time in my life allowing people in my community to dictate who I was. And then I shadow them, then I become their mirror and I do as they do or whatever. So I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to, hello. I've always wanted to help women specifically that have gone through such hard time, and so I wanted to help them to pick up themselves from that, because for me, going through that period of time, really and truly coming out of it was the healing journey that I actually did at the ashram. That healing journey that I did at the ashram that took me 4 months, basically excavating, digging and releasing and digging and releasing and digging and releasing, literally, from all the tools and all the things that they have shown me there. So I wanted to help other people. So therefore, I went and get my certification, right? But as I mentioned, I've never really made money that way or earn money that way. Ultimately, I end up with a small matter and pestle business, which was a cleaning business. Ultimately, I end up with a cleaning business. And out here, I did very well with a cleaning business, to be honest with you. When it comes to cleaning, people in the neighborhood out here, that was high on the list. My cleaning company was called Tropical Breeze Cleaning. And my mantra and my motto for this business was I need, when you arrive at home, you're going to feel the clean in your house. And I make sure um, I made sure I deliver that time after time after time. So that business was mainly successful, which I sell. And, long story short, I didn't really get much pay for that business. But at the time, it was a very successful business. I kept it for about 7 years. At the time, I was also married, and that business had given me a kind of independence that I really lovely independence. I would go to work with my staff. I had about 10 staff, As a matter of fact, my highest point is I had at least 12 staff, including a supervisor that I had left in the job when I went to do my when I went to the ashram to do my training. Well, actually, my self development training exactly. So that is what I end up doing, as opposed to well, I think I even did that before. Um, but anyways, that's the business I had, and so my life coaching business never really taken off. Now I still, and the other one of the other reason why I feel that it hasn't taken off is that when I tell people that I want to help women like myself, they always ask me what it is, and when I say what it is, they tell me no, I have to niche it I have to be in a niche, I have to do it in a niche in some other way, in some other form. And for me, the whole idea of niching is something that I really, even now, every time I mention niching, there is something in my system that it's not even a nervous vibration. It's like there's an uncomfortable vibration that I get when I talk about niching, and it may be something that I have to see and look into. But what I recognize about all the program that I have done, all the certificate that I have gained, is that it means that I have to do things in the structure of that certification. And I realized that I am not good at coloring inside of the box. I am an outside of the box kind of colorer. Hence, that's why I feel this anticipation when I think about niching, because I color outside of the box. I have never been an inside of the box colorer. But here is the problem. Here is the thing that I'm understanding. I have spent my whole life trying to fit inside of the box. So because I'm trying to fit inside of the box, I did not gain the security that I wanted to have to paint outside of the box, um, to do what I needed to do to create my own coaching business, right? And that would come from all my, could you hear the wind? That's why I stopped. Listen, I hope you can hear this beautiful wind. I hope you can hear it because it's so lovely. Anyways, yeah, I'm talking about inside and outside. It's outside the box. It is so loud I can barely hear myself. So this idea that I should be able to do, create my own program out of all that I have learned so far, and all my own experience, my knowledge and my experience and what I've learned in school and out of school and in the coaching program and outside the coaching program, you would think that I can bring that forward and do my own coaching business that way. But somehow that happened to work out for me. And there is no regrets. I have tried here and there, and I can blame myself. I can blame the society. I can blame the area that I'm living in. I can do all of that, but I choose not to. There is no blame, no regret. There is a reason for that. It means that I didn't feel secure enough in myself to to um, to probably help the people that I wanted to help. I allow my I guess I would say my insecurities to rule the show. Or I allow the fact that I couldn't fit in the box. I think mostly that's what I have allowed. I have allowed the fact that no matter how I try to fit into the box, I cannot fit into it. So therefore I couldn't do anything else. Therefore I couldn't trust myself to be who I am and to do anything else. And that is really like mind boggling to me, because I couldn't fit into the box. I couldn't do it. Because I couldn't be true to myself and do the things how I need to do it, how I want to do it, how I should be doing it. Um, I didn't allow myself to do it. But no, that's why you see, no matter what's my video for the day, and no matter how insecure I'm feeling about posting it, I'm posting it because that is more me than anything else. So much more myself than anything else, right? So here I am, and I'm thinking if I was to create what I consider to be a coaching package, you know, how people go about and do their coaching package and do all the things that they need to do. Hello, hi, how are you? If I was to do that, if I was to say, oh, you know, I'm going to create a coaching package, what would that look like? For me, you know, clarity, getting clear on what you want, cleaning, clearing all the noise, all the stuff, all the things. And I have mentioned before that means cleaning out the shame, cleaning out the judgment, cleaning out the blame, cleaning out the hurt, cleaning out the anger, cleaning out the, you know, not taking responsibility, you know, make clearing and cleaning. That's just the first process of any coaching thing. Like, what is there? What do we need to remove? And knowing and finding out what is inside to be removed. And not only that, things to be removed, I believe on an energetic basis, because ultimately, when you become aligned, it means that you have released all the negativity and all the trauma that is stored in your body. So cleaning and clearing mean that you are able to look at and talk about the worst thing that happened to you or the biggest shame that you have, that you can release and you can clean and clear. It's similar to going into someone's house and needing to clean it. You know, you start from the top, top to bottom, and then, you know, left to right, right? That's how you do it, top to bottom, left to right. So it's like heaven and earth, whatever, whatever, right? Or, you know, you do a thing, top to bottom, or east and this is west and whatever, right? Anyways, you can play around with that. There can be a quadrant on that, right? So if you're starting from top to bottom, you know what we're doing here first is clearing up what's in there. We getting an awareness. We becoming conscious. We're looking underneath and we're looking for the iceberg. We're looking for what's underneath so that it can come above, right? So we clearing and we are clearing and cleaning and doing that. I think the second thing that I would put in there is because after you're doing all these clearing and cleaning, we need to get into connection. You know, you need to be in connection, like connection to self, connection to this, you know, which is, I would say, we now dealing with the body, how we connected the mind and body, how we get together, how we are getting to release the other part, you know, the vibrational part, the energetic part, you know, the what's in the body, right? So basically, we're going to clean, we're going to clear, and then we're going to connect. And I think the third thing that I would recommend really and truly is community, because community is an amazing thing. Community can help you be to stay responsible. Community can help you in a space where you give back. Community can help you, could give to you, can help, community can help you you know do the things that you need to do. You know, I always like three C's, you know, clearing, connection, and then find yourself a community, a like-minded community that would help you to keep on keeping the clearing and the connecting, right? So you clear, you connect, and you find a community that has that, and you can go ahead and, you know, like accountable, you know, finding the community that help you to stay accountable. That community can be a community of people that likes to walk. It can be a community of people that get together and cook and have a gathering. It can be a community of sisterhood that gets together and have a fire monthly. It can be a community online where you go with like-minded people. You know, I heard a woman say that she was doing, you know, she was doing this running and this marathon online. And I was like, what? How can you do that online? And she said what she does, I think she goes out and run some like that. And then she comes in and then pledge it online. I'm not saying it correctly, but something to do with There's so many things online that you can do. It's not even impossible anymore. You can find all kind of community. So if it's like, for instance, you always wanted to be a dancer, you wanted to be in yoga, you wanted to be a meditation person, you wanted to be in breath work, whatever you wanted to be, you can find a community. And I'm sure you can find a free community. You don't even have to find one that you have to pay for, because on Facebook you can find a community. But if you find a community, you would find that you have to go in there and take part in the community. You know, for me, I am in a few communities. I'm not just in one, right? I live in Kenmore, but I used to live in Banff. And the women I have became really good friend with over a period of time in Banff. We are all in a community. We get together from time to time. Hello. We get together from time to time, and we see each other one on one. We do have we do, yeah, so we get together, we see each other one on one, we communicate all the time. We have a online, just on Messenger group chat that we chat in from time to time, and we connect. And so I have that community, but then I have another community. I have a community, a spiritual community. That community is the community that I'm walking the red road with right now. And excuse me, it's not that I don't share this, it's just that it's right now, it's not for me to share. I'm in an indigenous community, and it's very different. And that community, I do something very different in that community. I have to show up. I made a commitment to be in this particular community for 4 years, and it's like I have no choice. I made this commitment to the creator, but basically the community is the support system. And so I have been doing that. And then I have the ashram community as well. And then I have my Caribbean community, my family, my friends, my sisters, and stuff from the Caribbean. So that's like, I don't know, how many did I count there? About five, my sister